Hey guys, this is Screamuts here with another tutorial for D&B Academy. Today with a new video for you. We just did this stable FreeSpace tutorial and some Eurofunk drums, and I just wanna make another resampling video because there's so many different ways of getting cool sounds out of other sounds you've already made, and then you can use it in that very same project. So the sound that we made sounds something like that. So pretty cool sound in itself, and I want to kind of like make a crazier version of that that we can use in certain fill moments, for example, of the track, and just make it more sci-fi and weird. So just gonna make a notch filter. You can use really any plugin you want and just make a couple of notches. Maybe less extreme movement, but yeah. And that is already very cool. I'm gonna take a second one. Maybe do some things here with the second one. What is really cool about Ableton is you could, for example, go to tones here, and then you could go to sample, and next to it it's envelopes, and then if you go down here, I don't know why they did this so complicated, but yeah, you got like clip, and then you got transposition, and then you can just do some fun stuff. I'll show you another plugin as well that you can do that with, and I often come up with such cool sounds when I do that. I'll just make these random like pitches, and obviously later I have to kind of check what key that is in what I just did. But you can get some really cool stuff because you already got some pitch automation in there, and now you add some more and you come up with some cool stuff. Yeah, that was a bit too I didn't know what the scale was, but yeah, these almost Skrillexy wow, and it's just because of pitching. I really love doing these random experiments with that because you get these cool little bits out of your bass. I love these extreme dips and extreme lows. They create some really cool sounds. See what I mean? Get these insane sounds, and then you could just like add some reverb. Then what I really love using is something like frequency shifters to get these even stranger vibes. For example, put one frequency shifter up and put one bit down, for example. Don't ask me why we lose all the bass. Someone can explain that to me in the comments. Exactly, just take 20% or something. You get that watery weird effect. I like doing that for like fill basses to get some really alien fills. So you can do that. That's a really fun way to just make the craziest stuff. Actually, can also turn the feedback up, for example. And you could pitch that into like a perfect fifth, for example. I don't have a sheet with me right now to do that, but then turn it down here. Basically get weird chords out of it and make weird stuff there. Another cool thing is I really like using is phasers on these type of sounds. Basically similar to a notch filter from the sound, but a bit different. And then I like to glue it all together, the craziness, with a little bit of more distortion. You can also duplicate that for even crazier effects like the notch rack we did earlier. And it gets a little bit thinner, but you get more nuanced basses for minimal drum bass and all that. And then you could use like some texture before that, for example, and put some water sounds or something in that. You know, the world is your oyster. Just have a play around, resample your own basses into new basses. You come up with new stuff, and you can basically, obviously there's a lot of people who are real hacks with Ableton, and they would make these groups that would randomize the notches, and that's a great way of doing it. You could basically also just copy that a couple of times and then randomize all the little effects we did yourself, and then have like a huge chunk of sounds, and then resample these sounds again, and then see what parts you want to keep or not, and you get some really cool sounds to use. Yeah, I hope you liked that one. See you in the next video, guys. Peace out.